Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today with the library's Streaming Storytime. My name is Mr. Ed, and I'll be reading a couple of really wonderful stories today. So we'll take just a minute so everybody can log on. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy to be able to bring you these Streaming Storytime events. So please put your comments down. I'd love to say hello to you and know that you're enjoying the stories. So again, my name is Mr. Ed. And you know, today is a day in May. We're in the month of May. And oh my gosh, it's the springtime. And so what are the 4 seasons? There's spring that we're in now. There's summer. What are the other ones? Hello, Madigan. So we have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And the wonderful thing about spring, the season that we're in now, is it's finally getting warmer and it's sunny. And the trees are now green and the grass is green and you can see flowers. And so the books that I have today are all about that, all about the springtime. And I see Sophia and Robbie. Hi, how are you? Thank you for joining us today. And hi, Athena. Hi, Athena. That's a beautiful name. How are you? It's so good to have you with us today. So today, the stories we're going to read about are all about going outside and enjoying all the wonderful things that nature has to show us. So the first book is In the Tall Grass. Do you see the little boy? And he's peering through the grass. Hi, Vivian and Blythe. How are you? Thank you for joining us today. So this is the book we're going to read, In the Tall Grass. And what is this down here? That's a little bitty caterpillar. And you know what's special about caterpillars is that they turn into something else. Do you know what they turn into? When they get a little older, they become something totally different. And we're going to see what that is in the second book that we're going to read. So think about what caterpillars become. So you see the little caterpillar right here, and look how big. See my finger? He's just about as big as my finger. Can you imagine being that little? So in this book, we're going to go along with this little caterpillar and see the world as he sees it. Can you imagine being this tiny and seeing all the wonderful things that he sees? So he's going to go in and through the tall grass. And this is by Denise Fleming. In the tall grass. Look at the grass. And see the little boy, he's kind of spying on the caterpillar. And there he is. Let's see what happens. In the tall grass. Crunch, munch, caterpillar's lunch. Now the caterpillar looks big, huh? Because we're close up. We're really close up to him. And caterpillars are really hungry. When they appear, they're just so hungry. And look at him. He's munching on the grass. See the bites he's taken out of the grass? So that's what they do. So let's go along with the caterpillar and see what else happens. In the tall grass. Oh my gosh, look. Dart. Dip, hummingbird, sip, Can you see the hummingbirds? And look at this. See the beak? Hummingbirds have long, long beaks. And what is he doing? He's dipping his beak into the flower. And in the flower is some nectar, and it's oh so good and it's sweet. And that's what they drink. And they need these long beaks to reach down into the flower. And here's the caterpillar. He's watching these hummingbirds. And see this? This is the hummingbird's wings. And hummingbirds are like helicopters. They can fly and stay in the same spot. And we call them hummingbirds because they flap their wings so, so fast, it makes a sound. Look at that. In the tall, tall grass, strum, drum, bees hum. See the flowers? We had the red flowers. Now these are blue flowers. And the bees are coming just like the hummingbirds. They're coming to get the nectar out of the flowers. Look at all those bees. And the caterpillar, I think he may be like, let me kind of get out of here. All these bees are so busy. Look at all the bees. In the tall, tall grass. Oh my gosh. Crack, snap, wings flap. Look at this. This big, huge purple bird. Oh my gosh. And look at the caterpillar. He's looking back. Oh my gosh, what is that? That big purple bird. And look at his beak. It's very different than the hummingbird beak. He's going to use his beak to snap up some berries. Can you imagine? Did you imagine all these kinds of creatures are in the tall, tall grass? So we're learning just like the caterpillar. In the tall, tall grass, pull, tug, ants, lug. Oh my gosh, look how big the caterpillar is. It's because we're so close to him, right? So these are the ants, and look, they're even smaller than the caterpillar. But now that we're up close, we can see them. Do you see what this one's doing? He's kind of, ants have like little pincers that do this. So he's taking his pincers and he's going to grab onto this leaf and he's trying to pull and pull and pull. And all the ants take little leaves and twigs and they take them back to their ant bed and they build up their ant bed like that. So the caterpillar is really interested. He's looking at all these little animals like himself to see what they're doing. In the tall, tall grass. Oh my gosh, slip, slide, snakes glide. Look at those snakes. Look at the caterpillar. He's up high on the grass. I think they're on the ground. And you know how snakes go, they kind of go like this, right? I think they're on the ground and the caterpillar's thinking, I better stay up here and just look at them from a distance. See those snakes? In the tall, tall grass, rich, wretch, mole, scratch. Oh my gosh, look at that. Here's the grass up here. And what is this? This is the ground, huh? This is the ground. And under the ground, the moles kind of make a tunnel. You see their legs, their feet? Look at their legs and their feet. How strong their toes and feet are to dig. They dig and dig and dig and dig a tunnel. And the tunnel comes up above ground. And he can see the little caterpillar. So all this is going on in the grass. In the tall, tall grass. Look. Skitter, scurry, beetles, hurry. Look at all the beetles. And the caterpillar is hopping along from blade to blade. And look at this. What happened here? I think that's where another caterpillar was crunching and munching on the grass. Let's see what else there is. In the tall, tall grass, zip, zap, tongue, snap. Oh my gosh, look at that. These are frogs. And what are they doing? Can you see what they're doing? Look at this. That's his tongue. Look, the tongue is as long as he is. Can you imagine? And what are they doing? They're snapping up flies. Oh, would you like to have a fly for lunch? I don't think so. But that's what frogs love to eat. They love flies. And they have these long tongues that can snap them out of the air. And the caterpillar's thinking, man, these are some crazy frogs. Do you see the caterpillar? He's learning so much about all the different creatures that are in the grass. In the tall, tall grass, hip, hop, ears flop. What are those? Those are bunny rabbits, huh? They're hopping along through the grass, and here's the little caterpillar. And to him, to this little bitty caterpillar, these are big, huge rabbits, whereas to us, they're little bitty and cuddly. So let's see what else he sees. In the tall, tall grass, stop, go, fireflies glow. Can you imagine the fireflies glow in the dark? Oh my gosh, if you go out just after sunset, it's not quite totally dark, and you look in your backyard or you're passing by a park, you'll see little lights, little bitty tiny lights, and those are fireflies. Can you imagine being able to glow in the dark? And I think maybe the caterpillar's thinking, I didn't know they could do that. Look at all those wonderful fireflies. In the tall, tall grass, lunge, loop, bat swoop. Ooh, look at the bats. So they fly, but they're not birds. Bats are mammals, just like we are, just like dogs and cats and elephants. Bats are mammals, but they can fly. And what are these? I think these are some other fireflies. See, they're glowing in the dark as they fly around. Where's the little caterpillar? He's right here, and he's looking at the bats. And they're swooping, and bats gobble up mosquitoes and flies and gnats as they fly through the air. In the tall, tall grass, stars bright, moonlight. Look at that. Look at all the beautiful stars. And the caterpillar has seen so much as he went through the tall, tall grass. And I think the caterpillar is saying, good night, tall, tall grass. See here? He's so happy. He spent the whole day walking through the grass, and he learned so much, just like we did. All those wonderful, wonderful creatures in the tall, tall grass. And there's a lot more now that it's spring and that it's warmer. So there's so much to learn. There's so many things to learn about insects and bats and frogs and hummingbirds and caterpillars. Isn't that interesting and so much fun? So, if you remember, I said caterpillars turn into something else. They become something totally different. Can you think of what that is? I think our next book will tell us what it is. So let's see. The next book is called Butterfly, Butterfly. And that's what caterpillars become. Isn't that beautiful? So this book is Butterfly, Butterfly by Petra Horacek. And this is a beautiful book about a butterfly. So our little caterpillar will one day become a butterfly, just like this one. So let's see what's in this book. Butterfly, Butterfly. by Petra Horacek. One day Lucy saw a beautiful butterfly. See Lucy? She has her ball, she's out playing, and this is a big bush, and look at the butterfly. And she said, oh my gosh, look at that beautiful butterfly. She played with it and chased it all around the garden. See, it's flying. It came and landed on her finger. Have you ever tried to do that? A butterfly may come and land on your finger. She had so much fun with the butterfly. The next day, Lucy could not find the butterfly anywhere. Oh my gosh, what's she going to do? Look, she's looking. She's back where she was before. She cannot find the butterfly. But she did find a pink earthworm wriggling on the ground. Look at the earthworm. Sometimes if you pick up a flower pot or a big rock, or you dig in the ground, you'll find an earthworm. Look at that. She did find a brown spider busy spinning her web. Look at that. Look at that spider and that web she made. Look how intricate and beautiful. She did discover a green beetle. Do you see the beetle? Look at that. Remember, there were beetles in the last book too. And what are these beautiful little creatures? She found a family of very spotty red ladybugs scurrying around. Have you ever seen ladybugs? They all look just like this. She saw a snail with an orange shell slithering. Look at that snail. They can hide in their shell, but when they come out, they can slide along she's on a little leaf, but they can slide along a brick wall, and that's how they get along. What else did she find? 3 purple caterpillars munching a leaf. Look at that. Remember? We had a caterpillar in the last book, and I told you, look, they're just always so hungry, and they're eating these leaves. That's what they like to eat. She saw a shimmering blue dragonfly. Look how beautiful. And a yellow bee. She saw a yellow bee with a stripe buzzing about. See the bee? We had bees in the last book too. But Lucy did not see the butterfly anywhere. Oh, she's so confused. She's looking here, she's looking here. She's even looking under the water can. She looked and looked. Oh my gosh. Lucy lay down in the cool grass to wait. Then, high in the sky, what do you think she saw? There was her beautiful, colorful butterfly. Look at that. Look how wonderful. Can you imagine a caterpillar can become something so beautiful? Look at that butterfly. Isn't that beautiful? So Lucy made a wonderful friend in the butterfly, and she couldn't find him for a while, but she finally did. And that's what's wonderful when we find friends again that maybe we haven't seen in a while. So thank you so much for today's streaming story time. We read 2 books in the Tall, Tall Grass and Butterfly, Butterfly. Thank you so much, and please join us tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another streaming story time, and check out the website for all of our wonderful digital items that you can check out by just clicking on the website. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.